Bonjour tout le monde. In today's video, we will be solving some important questions from exam point of view from les temps convenables in French. So let's get started. Mettez le verbe en parentheses au temps convenable. So in this question, we have to convert the verbs which have been given to us within the brackets into a suitable tense. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. The very first, quand elle était jeune, elle dash des cheveux longs. When she was young, she dash long hair. So one thing is very clear that this sentence में हम past tense के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं because it talks about the very first clause in the sentence talks about when she was young and ये जो tense हमें दिया हुआ है this is imparfait. And if we talk about the second clause of the sentence, it talks about that when she was young, she had long hairs. So this talks about some kind of characteristic of the girl when she was young. And we know कि जब भी हम किसी की कुछ characteristic की बात करते हैं in the past, we always use imparfait. So ete, ether verb in the first clause is conjugated in imparfait. Similarly, avoir will also be conjugated in imparfait. The conjugate of avoir in imparfait is av, and then with L, we put AIT. The second sentence. Dash le matin, c'est bon pour la santé. Walking in the morning is good for the health. Now this particular this particular verb, se promener, means to walk. Now, which tense will we put here? It's very obvious. In the very first clause of the sentence, we do not have any subject. And when we do not have any subject, which tense comes? It's always imperative. So this will be conjugated in l'imperative. So it will be with, and we can conjugate this in accordance with vous or tu as well. So uh, I think we can conjugate this in accordance with tu because that's better. So we'll write it as promène. Promène is the conjugation of se promener verb in present with tu, and we have removed the last s. There would have been a s over here, but we have dropped it because in imperative we do not write s with tu in case of the er ending verbs. So this is promen and a hyphen and then tua, because I just said that I'm conjugating this in accordance with tu. So tu will become tua, tu will become tua. The third one, je dash modine, je serai content. Now it's very simple. Look at the second clause. It is conjugated in futur simple. And with futur simple, we always conjugate the second verb, this one, in futur antérieur. With futur simple, always futur antérieur comes. And here you can see con is also given. So these two indications are enough for us to recognize that the manger verb will be conjugated in futur antérieur. So how do we conjugate manger in futur antérieur? First of all, we write the futur simple of avoir or être. So in case of manger, it will be avoir. So we'll write the futur simple conjugation of avoir with je, just aurais. And then we write the participe passé of the main verb. So the participe passé of manger is manger. Manger with an accent over E. The fourth one. Aussitôt que ils dash chez eux, ils ont mangé le dîner. Now this one is very much similar to the previous question, but the only difference is that the previous one was in future and this one is in past. And how did we know this? Because this second clause of the sentence, ont mangé, is conjugated in passé composé. Just like with futur simple, we always put futur antérieur. Similarly, with passé composé, we always put plus que parfait. So the plus que parfait of rentrer verb will come in the blank over here. So it will be, first of all, how do we How do we form Pluscuparfe? We first of all write the emparfe of eth or awar, and in case of rontre, we will write the conjugation of eth because rontre is one of the Dr. Mrs. Wondertramp verbs sorry, जिसको हम हमेशा eth के साथ conjugate करते हैं. So we'll write the emparfe of eth. So here ill is given, which is third person plural. So we'll write it as ithaye. And then we'll write the participe passive of rentre verb. So I hope with these two sentences, your concept of how to form future antérieur and how to form pluscuparfe is clear. So I will not be repeating it again and again, right? And I have missed one thing over here. We know that with être always we accord the main verb. So we'll have to put a s over here because ill is third person plural. So with plural, when we are conjugating, when the auxiliary is être, we always add an s. In case of plural or in case of feminine plural or just feminine singular. So this is masculine plural, so we just add a s. Moving on. Hie monami dash o Portugal. Yesterday, my friend went to Portugal. So this is very obvious. Here, hie is given. Here means yesterday. So this will be conjugated in passive composite. So ale, we always conjugate ale with être because it is one of the Dr. Mrs. Wondertramp words. So we first of all write the conjugation of être, which will be est in present. And then we'll write the participe passive of alle, which is a double l e with an accent. And we know that with être we always accord the main verb, we always accord the past participle of the main verb. And as this is a feminine subject, this monami is a feminine subject, we'll add an e over here. Alright, moving on. Demain el dash aller à l'école. Tomorrow I cannot go to the school. So demain means tomorrow and it's very obvious. Hiye के साथ हमेशा आता है passive composite. Demain के साथ हमेशा आएगा future simple. Alright, so this is L. Pouvoir verb का हमें we have to write the future simple of pouvoir verb. So we'll write ne. Then pouvoir ka future simple is irregular one, so we'll have to memorize the irregular or the exceptions as well. So you have to keep that in mind. So it's pour, P-O-U-R-R is the radical, and we'll add a because here the subject pronoun is L. So with L we just add a. The radical is pour. Remember the radical for pouvoir verb in future simple is pour. And we have added an a over here because we have added an a over here because L is feminine singular. Yeah, pa is also over here. Pa will also come. Please do not forget to write pa. Moving on to the last one from the slide, which is Quand ta mère dash sa voiture, tu pourras acheter une mobilette. So this sentence means when your mother dash her car, you will buy a bicycle. I'm not very much sure which mobilette means. I think mobilette means some kind of a bike. All right. So here we can see that in the second sentence, this is future simple. And I just mentioned that when in a sentence we have future simple and we have quand, then in the blank we always write future antérieur. So the future antérieur of vendre will be vendre. We will conjugate this with avoir. So it will be aura. Participe passé of vendre, which is vendu. Alright, so this is all. Move on. This is the next slide and we have a new set of questions over here. There are a lot many questions to practice. So if you really want to excel in this particular topic for the examination, make sure you watch till end. Okay, so we're going to talk about this one right now. It's Ce il fait froid, nous dash à la maison. So here, this question is from the clauses, right? So we have learned about 3 clauses. In a sentence, if we have C, so with C we can have present, and in a sentence if we have C and present, then blank में या तो present आता है, या future simple आता है, या imperative आता है. तो इस sentence में imperative cannot come because we have no as a subject noun over here, and in imperative subject noun is never there. So as here we have subject noun given to us, so there is no chance कि आप यहाँ पे imperative लिख सकते हैं. So we are left with 2, présent या future simple. तो इस सेंटेंस में présent और future simple दोनों आ सकते हैं, बिकॉज इस सेंटेंस का अगर हम इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट करके लिटरल मीनिंग देखेंगे तो ये ऐसा आएगा कि if it is cold we stay at the house. तो मतलब आप एक तरीके का कुछ हैबिट बता रहे हो हमारी कि अगर बाहर ठंड होती है तो हमेशा घर में रहते हैं. And it can also be if we take it another way, so it can also mean that if it is cold we will stay at the house, कि अगर बाहर ठंड है तो हम घर पे रहेंगे, राइट. फ्यूचर की बात हो सकती है यहाँ पे. तो प्रेजेंट भी आ सकता है, फ्यूचर सैम्पल भी आ सकता है. इट्स ऑल अप टू अस which one we find more convenient, which one we find more suitable and expressive. So in this case I'll be going with future simple because it actually makes more sense than present. S'il fait froid, if it is cold we will stay at the house. So rester का future simple will become resteront. Moving on, lorsque il sera fatigué. So here, look at the second one, look at this particular clause. This clause is written in future simple, and with future simple, when we have quand or asitotka or lorsque, then always in the blank we write future antérieur. This is the third time that I'm repeating. Right, so this is future simple. Here we have lorsque, then in the blank there will be future antérieur. Future antérieur will be aurs conjugate in future simple, aura, aura. I'm so sorry for the bad handwriting, but I can't help it. And then we have the participle passé of courir verb, which is couru. C. Quand nous aurons fini le travail, nous dash. So in this sentence we have quand again, and here we have aurons fini. Aurons fini means aurons fini is in future antérieur. So this question is a bit twisted, but you shouldn't let this question confuse you, because here we have quand, and with quand we have already been given future antérieur. So it's obvious कि बचे हुए blank में future simple आएगा, क्योंकि quand आता है future simple आता है तो blank में future antérieur आता है. इधर पे quand है, future antérieur है, तो बचे हुए blank में future simple आएगा. It's that simple. So here we'll be writing future simple, which will become sortiront. D. Elle aimerait me que tu dash la musique. In this sentence, well, you shouldn't always understand the meaning of the sentence. I can definitely translate the sentence and tell you guys what it means, but it's not of that much importance right now. We're just finding what tense will come. Sometimes it's important to translate the sentence to find out which tense will come, but I don't think that in this sentence or in the previous sentences that I just explained, any kind of translation in English is required. So that's why I'm just continuing without translating much of them in English. So in this sentence, we have aimerait, which is conditional present, right? This is a new tense for us. Conditional present की formation क्या होती है? We first of all write future simple का radical and then we write imperfect की ending. So इधर पे हमारे पास future simple का radical भी है and imperfect की ending भी है. So we can easily recognize that it is conditional présent. Alright, so conditional present के साथ we don't really have any rule जो इधर पे follow होगा. इसको हमें translate करना पड़ेगा. तो इसमें इसका actual मतलब होता है she would love she would like better actually. Aimer means to like. All right. So this means she would like better if you study music. So if you study, it's in present. So it's very simple. हम एथ्यूदिए को present में conjugate करके यहाँ पे लिख देंगे. एथ्यूदी. राइट, क्योंकि हमने इसको ट्रांसलेट किया इंग्लिश में एंड देन वी केम टू नो कि ये सिंपल प्रेजेंट है. इसमें ये बोल रहे हैं कि शी वुड लाइक बेटर इफ यू स्टडी म्यूजिक. सो अगर आप म्यूजिक पढ़ोगे तो उसको ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. तो म्यूजिक पढ़ोगे, इट्स प्रेजेंट, इट्स सिंपल प्रेजेंट. सो जस्ट कॉन्जुगेट दिस इन प्रेजेंट. E, je préfère que tu dash de la danse. Now in this, it's very much similar, because here also many of you might confuse कि इधर पे we will write present only, because अगर इसका हम translate करते तो उसमें भी पिछले sentence जैसे ही कुछ meaning आ रहा है. इसका meaning आएगा कि je préfère, I prefer that you do dance, right, that you do the dance. लेकिन इसमें एक एक्सेप्शन ये है कि इधर पे हमारा सिंपल प्रेजेंट आ गया है एक बार, तो दूसरे सेंटेंस में हम वापस सिंपल प्रेजेंट नहीं लिखेंगे. इट्स जस्ट दिस लॉजिक जो आपको लगाना है, राइट. और इधर पे क आ रहा है. क से पहले सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन इज समथिंग एल्स, इट्स य, एंड क के बाद सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन इज some other subject pronoun which is tu. And we know when such a situation is formed, we always write subjunctive. Right, subjunctive usually comes as a different question, but you never know, maybe it could come as a part of TEMPS convenables. You should always be ready. You should know how to identify subjunctive. Right, so to identify subjunctive, you first look if there is a k in the sentence. So here we have k in the sentence over here. Then you check whether k के पहले का subject pronoun and k के बाद का subject pronoun, it's different. And in this case it's clearly different. So we'll be writing subjunctive over here. So fair का subjunctive is an irregular one, so you'll have to learn it. But for your understanding, let me just directly write it over here. It's fuss. Alright, fuss. FASS is the radical, and with you we always add ES, so I've added ES over here, and this is the conjugation of fair and subjunctive. Moving on to the next one, F. La mère dit aux étudiants être sage. The mother says to the children dash sage. I'm not very much sure sage का मतलब क्या होता है, but in this, जैसे मैंने आपको मीनिंग बताई, you could have clearly made it out कि इसमें imperative आएगा क्योंकि the mother is commanding the kids, right? So इधर पे without any second thought we will clearly be conjugating être in imperative. So in imperative, as we know that she is demanding to students, that means, sorry, not students, to children. That means they are present in not singular but plural. So with plural, we'll consider them to be vous, right? vous, vous, and we'll conjugate être in accordance with vous only. So it will be soyez. Dash les chaises on s'assira. Now in this one, we have the second phrase, the second clause, sorry, in which the verb is conjugated in future simple, and we have deka over here. So please remember these some words, some specific words are there which act as indicators whether in the sentence future antérieur or plus parfait would be coming. The indicators are same for both. They're same for future antérieur and they're also same for future for plus parfait. For example, deka, lorsque, and then quand. These are the words that come. तो इससे आपको पता चल जाएगा कि in the sentence we're supposed to write either future antérieur if it's in future and plus parfait if it is in past. So in this we have deka, we have future simple, that means it's in future. So here in the blank, what will come? Yes, you guessed it right, future antérieur. So it will be aura. What happened to the? Okay, it's fine right now. And place. Aura, place. This is how you will conjugate place verb in future antérieur. So that's it for part 1 of TEMPS convenable. In second part, we will be solving more questions to ace this topic completely. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe the channel and share with your friends as well.